West Side. To live and die in LA, where everybody try to fatten their pocket. So many hustle for the cash, so it's hard to knock it. Everybody got their own thing, currency chasing. Worldwide through the hard times, worrying faces. Shed tears as we bury brothers close to heart. What was a friend, now a ghost in the dark. Hard part about it, brother got smoke.
Well, hello. God bless you, community family, and welcome to Gang Talk with Skipp Townsend, Sister Herron. And as you can see, our co-host, Marcus Woods, has joined us again tonight, too. So I just want to thank you, community family, for paying attention, because this is a very important subject. We're not here to fool around with it or play with you about it, and we're all about the truth, because that's the one thing we've learned in our walk, huh, Skip? That we have to live in the truth, huh?
Yes, ma'am. I'm tired of lying.
Okay.
Tired of hiding from the truth. Okay. Tired of hiding from the police, too,
Tired of hiding.
Just tired of hiding.
Tired of hiding.
That's why I went to church, me and Sister Jenkins, and I got the, no, I'm just joking. But I'm grateful to God to be alive, sister. Yeah.
Yes, sir, and we're grateful to God you are alive and back in your right mind, because, look, you brought these beautiful ladies here tonight, and that's who you hang out with, trying to straighten them out, trying to help us straighten it out.
Yeah, I'm trying to straighten them out. I just met Miss Rasberry here. I'm glad she came, but I'm trying to straighten the other two out. They like a perm that don't take, Can't straighten them out.
But look at these beautiful smiling faces.
Wow.
I don't believe none of that. They're smiling.
No.
Look, when we find a smiling face in our community, that's a neon sign.
Yes.
That's what that is. So we're looking to collect all the smiles we can, starting with our young folks, and even if we have to hit the old ones in the head.
Yeah, gotta hit them in the head every now and again.
Yeah, we're trying to wake ourselves up. So we are very grateful to that. So our usual practice is to thank our guests from last week.
How about the light skin Skip?
I was going to say
that.
Who was our guest last week?
So I turned back from light skin to a little bit darker. And my name is Marcus Woods, but I ain't gonna say too much because I grew up learning as ladies first. So
okay,
but last week though,
last week
I wasn't here. You got to get
last week I was a light skin Skip, and we had a real good conversation. We toasted Dale. We really enjoyed ourselves though. I had a lot of fun sitting here, just me and her in this room, and she made me. We had a pre-show.
Right.
We did a Facebook pre-show.
Oh, okay.
And, we had fun, man, and she got a chance to talk to people.
So you guys did a tribute to honor to Dale.
Yes.
Yeah,
so I gotta tell my Dale story because at the fundraiser, our very first second call fundraiser, I had on my good clothes, my Sunday outfit, right?
Yes, you did.
And me and Dale and Adela Barajas was right next to each other, and we took a picture, me, Dale, and Adela.
Yes.
So I looked at this picture and I said, "This is a truly beautiful picture."
Yes.
So I cropped Adela out of it. So listen,
Adela.
so I cropped Adela out of it, and it's a beautiful picture of me and Dale.
Yes, it is.
When Dale unfortunately passed away, sister cropped me out of it, and I saw the picture of Dale on the obituary like I was in that picture.
Wow.
So karma comes back, karma comes back. I booted Adela, sister booted me,
Well, you know what, truthfully, I didn't do that.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't mad, but I didn't do it. It was a very difficult time, and so my family did that for me. They set the program up, they picked pictures, and they cropped you out.
Right.
But you're right, Skip, it was a beautiful picture. And, last Thursday wasn't our anniversary.
Okay.
So I couldn't let the day go by and not say something about the man that showed me what the spirit of a black man really is.
Yes,
and that was Dale. And so it felt good to honor him, but at the same time, we honored everybody, didn't we?
Sure did.
What we do, Marcus?
We had a toast with some Henny.
Is that right? See, the last time I was here, you had Mad Dog 2020 in a blunt. So y'all, see, Jada, you don't know what show you done came to. But the last 2 weeks ago, sister had some MD 2020 and a couple of blunts. Not just one, but a couple of blunts.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, a couple packs up here.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I was turned.
Well, spill the wine and raise a blunt.
Okay.
That's what we was doing. So,
well, what we doing tonight?
Right, what we doing tonight? Look.
We doing crack tonight.
No, we ain't doing no crack. No.
All right.
I resist bringing that Hennessy back tonight because it's like you're not supposed to drink and drive.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No,
so-
I can't. Personally, me. Yeah. No, I can't drink and walk. I want y'all to know that.
Because look, it was fun and funny, but Lord knows I don't drink anymore, so I had to take all the little side streets to get home and drive real slow, and make sure my lights was on, and
we talk so bad about LAPD. You know they watching.
Yeah,
we talk so bad about them. You know they paying attention. Like,
yes,
you're gonna have to pay attention to Sister Herron.
Yeah, Sister was drinking on the air. We better follow her home. It was all right. It's just to celebrate all the brothers, in our whole community, not just one neighborhood, but all of them.
Yes,
so
indeed.
That was a gift to do that.
I'm sorry I missed it.
Me too. Me too. But Marcus, we held it down.
We was drinking. I was with her drinking. You had a drink. We was drinking last Thursday.
We gonna find out all the stories tonight.
Wait,
I'm gonna tell. Yeah, I swear to tell the truth. Yep, she had a drink. Her and her husband had a drink. I had a drink too.
Okay.
We was eating goat. No, they was eating goat cheese. I refused. I had crackers.
Okay.
Right.
Well, hey, look, it's all right.
I don't remember.
Right.
So
Well, alcohol will do that to you. Make you forget where you was and what you was doing and who you was doing and where. And I really want to thank Donnell. Yeah, because
Bishop Donnell Smith.
No. We got a call from Detroit last week.
Okay.
From Donnell, and he spent a good little part of the hour with us talking about things and asking questions. Okay. So the call-in thing is real good.
From Detroit.
Yeah, from Detroit.
All right.
Thanks to Marcus.
Yeah, shout out to Detroit.
Yeah, thank you, Donnell, for calling. We really respected that, and it just gives more weight to what we're doing, because we're not trying to waste time up in here. So
yes,
we thank you for all of that last week. Thank you, Hennessy. Thank you, Swisher Sweets. So, you see, we have a beautiful panel here tonight, and Skip brought these lovely ladies, so I'm going to give you the honor.
Yes, indeed. Well, sister, I was truly blessed in 2012 to get a call from the California Institution for Women, and they asked me would I come in and do a class with the young ladies who were involved in gang violence. And when I went in, of course, I agreed to do it. And when I went in, I met some of the most wonderful people.
Yes.
And I was truly amazed at how intelligent they were, and some of the things that they were fighting against, the evils and stuff, and a lot of the stories. So before that, the only one I really was close to is a lady named Kelly Dillon. And I know she had killed her husband after being abused for so long.
Right.
So I was really listening. And one of the classes that I had, these 4 ladies came through, and I was looking at them like they do not look like inmates. Mm-hmm. They look like college students. They look like they can just, not be here and
do anything but be in lockup.
Be anywhere but in lockup. And one of them I could tell was like the ringleader. She was like, I could just tell her swag, her movement was different. Like she thinks she's something, and like she thinks she's the shit. You know what I mean? So and I was looking, and I was like, hey, look, let me tell y'all what I want to do. I want to teach you what I know, so that you guys can transfer this information to the people that you're influencing here in this yard. Right. So I reached down real low, real deep. I didn't know what it was that I pulled up, but I pulled up Shanay. That's Shanay right there. Pulled her up, dusted her off a little bit, and find out. I thought it was a rock or something, right? So I dusted her off and found out that she was really a diamond.
A diamond.
She was just dusty. That's all.
Yeah.
So I dusted her off, and she's been shining ever since. And she actually brought these other 2 young ladies. So I would introduce her and let her introduce the ladies that are with her.
Please do, because we like the diamond we see it in you.
Yeah, so let me tell what really happened.
Okay,
I always do
really
after
happened.
he tells his version. So I was looking, when I came from up north, CCWF, I went to Chino Corona, CIW, and I said, I need to connect myself with people that are going to help me do what I want to do when I get home.
Right.
Walked into Skip's class and said, I am going to use him in second call to do what I love to do.
She's gonna use me.
And that's exactly what I said. That's what I told him. And he said, come on, go ahead.
Yeah.
And I paroled on a Friday, went to second call on a Monday, and been a part of second call since.
Yes. Yes, you have. And just not letting anything grow under your feet. You just keep it moving, and I'm so proud of you for that. And I'm really proud of you to have that option for her.
Right.
See, if there wasn't a second call, where would you have ended
She would
up?
have been up under steel down wherever, like a dusty rock. If
Right.
not for second.
I would have made a different call and invited him to come and join my team, and we would have been good.
Okay, because you're saying you were determined to have
Absolutely.
it different when you came out. And that's the
Absolutely.
bottom line.
Yes.
So. Go ahead and introduce our ladies.
And I met Jada Rasberry, I don't know how many years ago.
Probably about like 8, 9.
Yes. And she is doing amazing things in the community. So
Okay.
when Skipp told me about this, I said I have to invite her so she can let the community know all the work that she's involved in. And this is Ray. I met Ray in 1999. She was one of the first or only at that time positive people that I met in prison. Everyone else told me I was going to go to prison and leave out in a pine box. And there was just no hope on going home. Stop focusing on going home and focus on doing your time. Ray said, absolutely not. Get your bleep, bleep, bleep in the law library. Do something with yourself.
Do something with your time.
And
baby.
I have respected Ray since. We have been best friends since.
Well, Ray came to the radio show one time.
She has.
One time. Just one time. We haven't been able to get you back, so I'm really happy to see you today. So,
All right. So I have to ask a crazy question because I told Jada Rasberry I wasn't going to ask her no crazy question. So let me ask a normal question. Jada, what do you do in the community?
What do I do in the community? Well, I'm organizing director for a grassroots organization called Dignity and Power Now. It was founded by Patrice Cullors, who is also one of the co-founders of Black Lives Matter. I've been a part of this organization now for 3.5 years. I've been with this org. I got into this work when a close friend of all three of ours passed away in 2014, Shanay Schmidt. When she passed away in CIW, I was like, something has to happen. And from a Facebook post, I had over 200 folks called and demand an investigation into her death at CIW. From there, I went to the Capitol.
That's my partner. What do we call her? What's her name?
Day-Day?
Day-Day. Yeah, Day-Day.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
From Inglewood.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Day-Day, yeah.
Right.
So, she was a close friend of all of ours, right? And, I went up there and talked about medical negligence and alternatives to prison. And from there, folks are like, you need to meet Patrice. And I'm like, who is Patrice? And they're like, Patrice Cullors. She's the founder of Dignity and Power Now. And, I think that y'all would really click. And she's doing really amazing work in L.A. And y'all really need to link up. And so for like almost a year, like we were like missing each other. And so for a minute, I thought Patrice wasn't even a real person. I was like, I don't even know if I'm like, I think this is just a name. Yeah, I'm like, I think this is just a name. Like, I don't think that this is a real individual. And then we met each other at a mutual friend's birthday party. And we were actually standing like back to back to each other, talking to different people. And my roommate at the time was like, Jada Rasberry, Patrice Cullors, here y'all go. You know what I'm saying? And we met, and she gave me her information. Well, I gave her my information, and she was like, she's going to have somebody call me within, the next few days. And they did. I went to a focus group, and I guess from all my energy, they were just like, yeah, we want you to, be a part of the organization. But it was funny how I actually got hired. I was actually going through a lot of stuff. It was a lot of crazy things with jobs, and I was home for 2 years already, didn't get anything. It was like I was doing little side jobs. It was just annoying. Like I couldn't get a real job.
No.
And, so it was crazy.
We know.
Right. And so from there, I was having an argument actually with my partner at the time. I was like, maybe I did something wrong. I didn't make enough connections while inside. I don't know of any like other organizations aside from the one I was working with in the CCWP in San Francisco. I'm like, but they're so far. So like, what do I do here in LA? And while having that conversation, feeling like I maybe needed to go back and like rethink some stuff because there was nothing out here for me. It was like I couldn't take it. I got a phone call, and it was Patrice. And she said, I would like to offer you an organizer position with DPN. And I was like, are you serious? Like, you don't even know the conversation I was just having and what I was about to do. And now, I was organizer for 2 years. And now I'm organizing director at DPN.
That's excellent. That's excellent. See, because the whole point, and we didn't ask you your backstory. Normally we do. allow you to say whatever you feel comfortable telling us, huh?
That's that crazy question. Like, girl, where you been? You know, when you don't see people for a long time, and you say, girl, where you been? You must have been in jail somehow. Where you at?
You know, you guys like to joke about the combined total of years.
Right.
Okay. And so we have had shows that we covered that.
Okay. So listen, let me do that real quick. Like, okay. So Marcus, you got what?
17.
17. Shanay?
17.
I'm doing good because that's 34. I could do that real good. Now.
6.
34. That's 40, right? Come on.
22.
40. That's 62. 64. 64 years sitting here at the table with you, sister.
How about that?
Ain't that something?
Yes.
I'm D29283.
Oh, Lord.
2856.
Oh, my God. X24399.
This is traumatizing.
Are you serious?
Hey, look, this is how you get it out. This is how we heal. Come on, W.
What?
Come on, W007.
W80854.
Marcus.
K09164.
Right.
Bless y'all.
They can have that.
Exactly.
We just gave it back. That's how we just gave that back.
Oh, yeah, we don't have
got it
that.
up out of it. If you keep it inside, that's yours.
Yeah.
Put it out.
That's
And the
real.
stairs, they can have that.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. We're giving it away.
We gave it away.
Yeah, we're not going to tattoo that on you.
Oh, no. Never.
Right. But the conversation was about not being able to get nothing after coming home. Think about that.
Yes.
Think about what is out here, not just for the ladies, but for the men as well.
Absolutely.
What is out here?
It's
Who
for
gravitates?
All of them. It's for all of them, though, and that's the unfortunate thing about lockup. Their expectations, they're gonna keep you. So what are we gonna fix you to do when you go home, but come back here?
Right.
See, so that's a message they always like to leave you. Well, we'll see you when you get back.
Right.
You know, see, and
Yes.
so we know that that's true. So I thank goodness for men like Skipp who have been through it and seen the disadvantages that they found a way to come and have an open door.
Right.
Open door. It may not be the door that fits everybody, but dadgummit, they got a door.
Right.
You know, you can come and get some counseling, you can get some mentoring, you can get some fellowship, you can get some empathy.
Right.
Anything but judgment.
Yes.
See, and that's the most important thing in the recovery is not to have people come against you and condemn you for your past. So this is about recovery with a blanket redemption. That's the way we operate because we need to forgive each other. We really do. As a people, we have to forgive ourselves for everything that we've been through in the last 30 years.
Right. You know, and sister, with that, I think forgiveness is the key. I think that is the answer. That is so healthy. But I'm going to tell you something healthier than that is when not only do I forgive, but I apologize. Because I, too, have done some hurt, some harm. When I forgive someone, I also got to think about what did either I do to them or what did I want to do? Even just wanting to do something, having that hatred, that boiling in my stomach, like I ain't dealing with them, I ain't talking to them, I ain't going over there. Man, they shot my brother, they did this. I'm not with that.
Yeah.
That anger, that hatred, those feelings, those emotions are sitting inside of me that are stopping me and my community from healing.
Right.
You know,
And
so
those feelings are valid. They're valid. The anger, if you kill my brother, I don't know how I'm going to feel. I'm not going to just say, oh, yeah, I'm going to forgive the shooter of my family. It doesn't work that way. And so it takes a lot of grace and mercy in this arena that we give each other.
Right.
That we give each other. And that's one of the questions that we don't ask. You know, we let you volunteer what you want to tell us, but we don't ask, and that's the reason.
we don't ask what? I ask everything. You say it, I'm going to ask it right now. Tell me.
I'm not going to ask anybody about shooting.
Oh.
I'm not asking
Y'all ever shoot anybody? Huh?
Nah.
Oh, don't do that?
No, don't do
Okay.
that. No, see, because there's been times when we've had no choice.
Right.
Okay?
Well, let me just say, for me, I ain't never shot nobody who need to be shot.
Well, see. Okay. You need to stop.
Right.
That's what Arnold Schwarzenegger said in that movie. Well, if I kill them, it's because they deserve to die.
Right.
You know, but we're not
Right. No, we don't do
joking
that.
about that.
Yeah,
No, we're not joking about that. It is what it was. It is what it was, and there's a whole lot of pain and anger that goes with it, and we don't need to add any more to it. So this is about redemption, forgiving ourselves for all of it, because no one neighborhood is responsible for this. We all in it together. So my block included. So when they were shooting on my block, it's because my neighbors were shooting at them. So we was all ducking. Everybody was ducking. So we're just happy to see the recovery part of this, and that's the best message we can bring tonight, is that we are coming out of this darkness. And thanks to women like you, guiding the next women, and you for starting it where you were and catching hold of her, and doing that partnership.
So what are you doing? What's your name again?
My name is Shanay.
And what are you doing?
I do a few things. One is I am the program director at Second Call, so I oversee all of the court mandates and all of the programs that we have throughout the county of Los Angeles. That is one. I am now going back into the prisons doing different classes, communication classes, board prep, helping lifers, young and older, learn how to sit in front of the board to get out. And I will be getting approved to start going into the men's prison as well. So I'll be going to CMC and Wasco as well pretty soon to do the same work.
How wonderful.
Where is Wasco?
Wasco is some up.
That's by Delano.
Oh, by Delano. About 2-3 hours. Oh, about 2 hours. Okay.
So yes.
What do you do with them other people? The people that taught you how to talk. You know, there were some people that had called me and asked me, would I be a part of a thing called Fast Pitch? They said, Skip, you'd be perfect. Why don't you come and join Fast Pitch with us? And it's going to be about 40 people, and we're sure you'll make it through the first process and get into the second process. And it would have taken me to stop going to CIW and doing my classes. And I said, man, I can't give up my Tuesday nights because I have roughly about 60 individuals in my class. So I said, listen, would they take Shanay? Because she speaks really well. And they took Shanay, and I'm the Michael Jordan of speaking communication, right? But she's okay, Rock. I'm gonna put the dust back on you. But she's the Kobe Bryant of it, and she had the opportunity. And I don't want to tell her story. What happened with that? How'd you do, and what took place?
Well, I made it to the top 10 in the. This actually was 2017. I think we're in the Fast Pitch, and I won $15,000 for the organization. Second Call. And also an in-kind award where next year they will be coming in and helping us with our structure of the organization for free. So yes.
That's all right. Well, that's the kind of progress we are all hopeful. You know, like you were saying, when you came home and it's all these closed doors, that's a typical scenario. And I don't want you to think that they were singling you out.
Oh, I know they weren't singling me out. They singled a lot of my friends out, and they're still singling them out.
Well, they do that. They do that.
So I know I wasn't the only one. That was it's set up that way.
Well, the expectation is that they don't want to let you go. So if you get yourself established, you're not likely to come back. You see, so they're not very encouraging.
Not at all.
For you to reestablish anything.
Nope.
Right. So what about you, Marcus? Tell us about, we talked about something off
we said
air.
Ladies first. We still got another one.
Now, Ray, my partner, too. Ray, I owe Ray. She helped me move.
Okay, come on, Ray. Get in this conversation.
Okay, after doing 22 years, I did most of my time sitting in the law library. And my attorney had convinced me to write a book when I got out. So I'm in the process of writing a book, but in the process of writing it, it was making me want to know more about the law.
Yes.
So I go to school now for paralegal.
Good, because that was going to be my question.
And my end results of writing a book, I want to, of course, travel around and educate the younger generation on domestic violence and how easy it is to get you in prison.
Oh, yeah.
Being around the wrong person. And what's missing within ourselves, because it obviously is something missing to stay in a relationship that you have no idea how getting out of. So That's my my goal. And I go to school twice a week, and every day I go to school, I learn something that's going to help me help others.
Well, you know what? I always ask that question because we do have a lot of folks that have been wrongly convicted, and they do spend their time in the law library trying to figure out, well, where did it go wrong? What did I miss? You know, and as they study, I've always asked that question, can't you come out and be a paralegal, help some of us that can't afford an attorney, at least tell us if we have a case or not, then we can take it to an attorney rather than starting with the attorney that tells us, get lost, you're wasting my time. You see, so we need that intermediate step to speak to somebody to get legal advice. And so that's a big gap filler. It really is. And if our or returning family can fill that gap, you know, this is the kind of self-help that is going to help so many and help you sustain your a living. Right. Really, that's my dream, is that being a paralegal will help you financially sustain what you need to do. See, and be an encouragement to the next one that thinks, oh, what am I going to do when I come out?
Right.
Yeah. Well, being arrested, I was 29 when I was arrested. Never been in trouble, so I didn't know the law.
Yeah.
And that is the first mistake. If you don't know the law, you're gonna take the first offer, the second offer. You're not gonna wait for the fourth and the fifth.
Right.
And if I can get it out there, then maybe they can get interested in the law, and then you know they can continue helping other people. But if you don't know, I mean, what else can you do other than you get scared? You take the offer because that's what they do.
That's what they were doing for quite a while. Yeah. Just take the best offer, or just go away.
Right.
Okay, just disappear. We don't care if you don't take this offer. You know, you could get life. Right. We don't care. You see, and so there was a lack of effort to try to help anybody through the system. Even with Marcus at 17, he said that. You that said if you'd had a youth advocate in the court to kind of guide you, that would have been a big benefit. You see, but they're not looking for us to help ourselves that way. So this is where what you're doing becomes empowering to our whole community. You know, I just want to thank you, ladies, for that. And that's really why you're here. So we can show the community that there is life after lockup.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Yes. Yes, because, you know, one of the number one things that we see a lot of folks that get discouraged. They get discouraged. They come out and it's like, oh, that door slammed in my face. Oh, those people just diss me. They just disrespected me. They wouldn't even talk to me. That's very common. It's very common.
What is one of the biggest challenges coming home? You know, I'll start with you, Ray. What are some of the biggest challenges? Because I came home in 1988, and the biggest challenge then for me was staying alive. The very next night that I was out of jail, I was involved. Well, I was the victim of a drive-by shooting. I walked up on the car, and as soon as I got close, they said, "Hey, what that schoolyard grip like?" I was like, "Ah." It's like nothing that I want to hear about as you shoot at me as I run.
Yeah.
You know, so I know times are different now. It's not as violent as it used to be, and there are probably different challenges for men than there are for women. So what are some of the bigger challenges that you have faced, Ray?
I'm going to say my health. Being in prison, you run around and you don't think about what your body feels like, because basically you're numb. You're trying to do what you got to do to get out. I got out. I had bad arthritis. I had a hernia. I didn't know if I still had breast cancer or not, so I was trying to get back and forth to different doctors to get checked, because it's not accurate medical facilities in there that really... I mean, if you have a life sentence like I did, you got too much time for them to do something. And if you're there for 6 months, you don't have enough time for them to do something. So, I mean, it's all kind of excuses in there for medical. So my issue was basically medical.
Yeah.
When I came home, my biggest challenge was finding a job and just finding a job. Mm-hmm. That was the biggest thing. Yeah. It was hard. Everybody wanted to do a background check. Mm-hmm. Everybody wanted to, you know.
You should have told them to do a hood check instead.
You feel me? No, but I think that was really hard. That was really hard for me. Mm-hmm. It just made me feel like, damn, you know, like I'm really trying. You don't even know that if you hire me, I'll be the best worker that, you know, you have, from working for 8 cents to for free. Like, I will work. You know what I'm saying? Like, we work like crazy in prison. So it's like it wouldn't have made a difference what job I did. It was just so hard.
Yeah. It's a total disrespect. Mm-hmm. It's just a total disrespect. And when you're a person of color, you know, they kicked affirmative action out of California for a reason, and that's to unemploy us. Mm-hmm. Okay? And I appreciate the fact that, Skipp, you mentioned to me years ago, because it's true. What saved Dale and our family was affirmative action. That's how he got his job. That's how he was able to take care of his family, because he used his college education. Right. It wasn't enough. It's affirmative action that got him through the door. Right. And the employer had to. They didn't want to. They had to. So he got an opportunity that's not given. And when they took affirmative action away, a lot of people in our community lost their lifetime employment. It really did. Mm-hmm. And it was so painful to watch, because there was a neighbor, not close, not next door, but in my arena, that had been on his job for 25 years. Mm-hmm. And the day after the election, he came in and that pink slip was on his desk, and he just went nuts. He went nuts. I think there was some shooting, you know, there was some violence, but he just lost his mind. I've been working for 25 years, and now because of this election, I'm unemployed. How do I take care of my family now?
See, that's what I say, that we have to support each other.
Yes.
Ray has to start a business where she's doing a paralegal business, where we bring her our people in the community. Yes. You have to start your business, Jada. You have to start your business. You know, we all have to start our business to where if I want to buy granola bars and fruit snacks, I know to go. That's what Shanay sells at her store. But I know Jada has turkey burgers with mushrooms on it and cheese and egg, and you know, we have to be able to support each other. You might have a liquor store, sister. You might have Hennessy and Mad Dog 20, but we have to support each other, because what happens is there's absolutely nothing for the people coming home, because the other people don't care about us.
That's right.
So I know one thing that happened to me. I found that driving a tow truck, I bought my own truck and put my own equipment on. Matter of fact, let me give a shout out to Kenny Smith. He actually had the money to put the equipment on. So the second call wasn't the first business we did together, right? So he had the money for the equipment. I had the money for the truck. He put the equipment on, and I started a tow truck company. And the very first thing I thought about is, what am I going to name the company? I'm going to name it Level 1. Do you know why? Because coming home from prison, I ain't got to be from a level 4 yard. Level 1, I still can't get a job. So there's a funny saying at the office of second call, like if you come in to apply, there's a question say, have you ever been convicted of a felony? And you better put yes, because if not, you don't understand our struggle and you can't work here. So we have to be able to do that for each other. Absolutely. We have to be able to open the door and say, come through.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
What was your challenge?
My biggest challenge coming home was definitely reintegrating back into my family's lifestyle. Because I had done a lot of work on myself throughout the later part of my 17 years. And I have to realize and understand that my family was not sitting in groups and classes like Second Call. They were not going through any healing process. They were not letting a lot of stuff go. So coming home, I had to learn how to function in dysfunction. Yes. And that was my biggest challenge.
Yes. You know, and I so respect you using that word dysfunction, because that's the one thing we don't seem to want to recognize about our environment. We have a lot of dysfunction. We really do. And people don't want to acknowledge it, and they really don't want to attach it to our color. See, I'm dysfunctional, but I don't know why. Until you go out and somebody reminds you that you're colored, okay? You're a person of color, and that makes you different. And when your state my birthplace, takes away my job opportunity by terminating affirmative action. It's like, well, where do I go now? You see, and then to have ourselves judged by that employer office and just dismiss you right off the bat because of your color. Well, how do I feed my kids with that foolishness? You see, so these are the things that cause our dysfunction, you know, and we're with the football players in this showing, we're not going to play it that way for this country anymore. We are not going to allow them to discount us because we're the people of color. We're just not going to do that anymore. See, so that's the beauty of having you here. It's really the beauty of having you here. Yes, we've made some mistakes, but circumstances, there, but by the grace of God, could be me. Could be me. I could have been in the same place with you because I had anger issues. Injustice is one of them. I'm so pro-black. I'm militant about it. I really am. So when I see my people at a disadvantage, I get really enraged. And so you just make me proud. You really do. And I don't care who doesn't like it. I don't care. I'm proud of you ladies. I really am. You did what you did. You paid your time. Now you're back and living a better life. Maybe better than it was when you left. But this is a gift you're giving yourself that nobody can take from you. That's the beauty about it. And this is what our young people need to see.
Absolutely.
I agree.
And see, what happens is, Marcus say ladies first, but if y'all notice, it's been like 35, 40 minutes. When are you going to talk, Marcus? When you going to say something? Oh, look at Marcus.
I told him he couldn't use my mic.
Yeah, she was bullying me today. You didn't know? Right. So, to answer your question, the hardest, I always like when he asks this question because I try to find a different answer every time, but I come up with the same one. But the hardest part about coming back for me was, integrating with my family, the same thing. It's kind of hard to adjust to a different thought process than you did for 17 years of your life. And you see, open the door, you go out, come in, go to work, go to school, go to child, that's all you see, and then you come home and everybody's freely moving. So you like, hey man, you ain't supposed to do that at first. When you first come home and then it's like, wait a minute, I'm not in them cages no more, so I can still move. And when you do start moving, you're cautious, but then you get to a point to where, I'm not going to let them stop me. So I'm going to keep pushing because, for me, when I first came home, I had a lot of doubt about myself. I didn't understand because I was 17 when I left. So growing up in there for me, I don't know about y'all, but growing up for me, all I had was my family. So being able to transition from that to being around a bunch of grown men for the next nearly 20 years of my life, it gave me a chance to understand what I took for granted, but and understand the choices that I made, even if I didn't agree with some of the things people saying, the judgments or whatnot. I had to understand that it was true. So let me ask you this, Marcus, I'm gonna ask all y'all this, when you came home, did y'all get sleepy around 3:30? Want to take a nap? Right before child? See, for me, I couldn't do that. I get up at 4:30 like every day on just
me too. I get up at 4 a.m.
I would not go to sleep for the rest of the day till night.
So you wouldn't go to sleep at count time?
No, I wouldn't go to sleep at count time.
Would you go to sleep at count? Would y'all take a nap?
No.
I did. I took advantage.
I did too.
Yes, I took advantage. See,
don't get me wrong. At 4, what I do, because I'm up at 4 a.m. as well. If you can call me at 4:30, we can have a full conversation.
Right.
Like I'm ready. But what I would do is I would just chill at that time. Like I wouldn't take a nap. But that's my time to just reflect from 4 a.m. to now. So that's 12 hours that I get to reflect on. Then by 5, I'll get up and start maybe want to eat or something. So it's I still kind of, I just do my thing.
Well,
I have a system.
Explain why you asked that question that way, Skip.
Well, the reason I asked that question is because I don't care what prison you're in, and a matter of fact, I know it's all of California, but I think it's pretty much across the state, the United States. there's the change of shift, and it's a mandatory standing count. They want to make sure all that the inmates are alive and well, because some of the inmates might lay down, go to sleep, die in their sleep, or their bunkie may have killed them or whatever. So at this time, about 2 or 3 times a day, they do a count where you have to actually stand, where they can see that you're alive. And you don't have to stand; you can wave from your bunk or whatever. Just let them know you're alive. But just that's the time that I always, and I was so disrespectful as a child with taking naps. I would cry, scream, I don't want to take a nap. And then when I went to prison, I was like, oh, well, this is just like nap time. Yeah. And now that I'm older and I have a schedule that won't let me take a nap, I wish I could take a nap during the day. I just wish I could take like an hour and just go to sleep. You appreciate sleeping too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, she know what I'm talking about.
It's the peace that you get from sleeping now, that when you wake up, those bars ain't the first thing you see.
Ain't no bars.
Ain't no bars. That has to be the best rest you give yourself, to wake up and not see any bars.
Right. Yeah. So let me tell you
I have
another
a question.
issue.
Do y'all still wake up? Well, are you still in bed by 10? 9:30?
See, I was going to say that.
I was going to say that. So I go to sleep, baby, like 1 o'clock, and I'm right back up.
No, but what I was going to say, the day I got out, I didn't know what my mama was doing to me, but she purposely picked me up and took me to my baby mama house and said, you need to get back with them, and you need to, in her words, she was saying, mother effer, you can't stay with me. But she took me over there. But I didn't get it though, right? She dropped me off. So when she dropped me off, the first thing my baby mama did is said, let's go to the store. And we went to the store, and it was nighttime. And it was the same as count time. So I started feeling anxiety. I just did 27 months of come on, we gotta go. And I'm telling her, we gotta go. And I wasn't understanding that. And when she didn't understand me, I went to my homeboy Rabbit, who said, man, I did 10 years straight, 27 months I did in the hole, Skip, straight lockdown. Please don't come to me talking about how you feel after doing 24, 25 months in prison. I don't want to hear that.
No.
So I said, okay, I ain't gonna talk to you then. So I went to my homie Monster's brother. I went to Head, who did time his whole life, right? And he was like, man, don't think about that. Let's go to the liquor store. That's where I almost got shot at. Let's go to the liquor store and get something to drink.
That Mad Dog 20.
Well, it was Cisco back then, the liquid Sherm. I was going to be running down the street naked.
Yes.
Right. So the thing is, I had no one to talk to about that, so I had to deal with it, just suck it up. It's all right. She don't understand. They don't understand, or they don't want to. And to me, that was the hardest part. I knew not to go to my family.
Yeah.
I knew my family didn't understand.
Well, the man that was in the hole for 27 months, there's nothing you have in common. Really. It's like, Skip, you better get out of here before I punch you in the throat. Okay?
Right.
Yeah, go away with that. You're just whining, son. Hey, come do what I did, then you can come back and talk to me.
Right.
So I respect that.
I think that's one of the problems, though, too, is that when people come home, depending on how much time they have, they get discredited.
Yes.
And I don't think that's okay, because regardless of how much time a person did, it was probably traumatic.
It's always, you were stuck in prison. You ain't had nothing else to do. That's the only thing you hear from people. And that's really, it's degrading to most people, because I'm still human. She's still human. But because I did prison time, that make me totally different than you, and I should be treated this way. That's not right to
17 is a lot of years. That's a lot of years. And to start that process at the tender age of 17, you didn't even get to your adulthood. See, so you spent your 21st birthday in lockup. So what did it teach you? It just took 17 years to punish you, really. So it didn't give you anything back.
It slowed me down.
Well,
I don't want to say it like that, but the benefit. It sounds crazy, but the benefits of me going to prison was the fact that I was able to sit down and understand what's going on around me. At 17, I didn't care about being black. No. I didn't give a about the streets. I just wanted to move. So I think me going to prison at that time they could have let me go a little earlier. I'd have been cool with it, but since they didn't, I took the time. I was in the law library too. I spent a lot of time in there. Even if I wasn't reading on my case, I learned a lot about law sitting in walls. So I'm grateful for it in many ways.
What are you doing now, though, brother? You're doing a lot of things, and you don't never talk about it, man. And you always pass the mic to somebody else. What you got going on right now?
Well, I started my own organization called Unity for youth, and everything I do is for kids, man, because I don't want to see nobody child in jail. So Sunday in San Bernardino, we're going to have a car wash, and all the proceeds go to Option House, going to help me get a van for my organization. So I'm just asking for, whatever donations you can give, whatever you can do.
Where at in San Bernardino?
At 813 North D Street in San Bernardino. It'll be from 9 to 1 on Sunday. Somebody's coming out with a detail van, car wash van or whatever. You're going to let us use all the equipment, all that stuff, and put together some stuff for some kids, man, and take them on some field trips. I found a few places up there like mountain lakes and stuff like that where they can go and enjoy themselves.
When you were talking about prison, brother, your voice was a lot louder.
Yeah,
we start talking about, I love the kids and all that.
I mean, but I
voice,
do.
Come on, brother, talk with
right?
the same. And
but it just like when I start talking about that, it's surreal for me because like I said, I spent so many years in there. I'm all this is still like.
But you home now.
Yeah, I'm home.
So let me translate to everybody watching. Marcus need money to get this van, y'all, and it's 813 North D Street in San Bernardino. It's going to be this coming Sunday.
Yes,
this Sunday is going to be what, October 1st?
October the 1st.
October 1st is Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'm asking everybody to come. Make sure this dude get the van so he can help others, because what he didn't say is those 17 years he did in prison, he was wrongly convicted. He didn't even do that crime, and he did that 17 years.
Right.
Shout out to Maurice Carroll, Raynetta Green, who also are doing their time now, and it's not that they are wrongly convicted as well.
Right.
So I appreciate you, Brother Marcus, and
Thank you.
You deserve to have that van and help kids because you are not a criminal. You were formerly incarcerated, but you did not do it. So we have to look out for those who, who are still in there. There's so many others.
It's true.
So what are you doing this Sunday or Saturday? You got something going? You helping the kids? What you doing?
Sunday I will not be in San Bernardino. However, I will give a donation.
Thank you.
Yes.
What about you, Miss Rasberry? What you doing this weekend? You got something going on? You with Patrice Cullors? You going somewhere doing something?
Well, actually, I'm relaxing this Sunday. We just had our big action on Tuesday where we put 100 jail beds in front of the Board of Supervisors to telling them to stop.
Yes.
So to stop the $3.5 billion jail plan. So we spent a lot of time working on that action, and so now I'm relaxing. But I will give a donation.
Thank you.
Yes.
Right, what you got going on this weekend? You cooking or something? What you
I don't know how to cook.
You don't?
I do not know how to cook.
You know how to eat, don't you?
I do eat. That's probably why I don't have no money, because I eat out every day. But I have a small job. I work Saturdays, Sundays in Hollywood, cleaning cars. Right. But I can do a donation.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm going to make my way out there, brother, because I told people from Option House I'm coming, and so I'm going to come out there, and I'm going to get my car washed, though. I'm not going to come and wash cars. I'm a customer. I'm a customer. Right. So, yeah, definitely. But, I think this is the perfect platform for when people are doing something in the community to better the conditions in the community. We should definitely support each other, and that's what I was talking about earlier when I said, if you sold granola bars and you sold Hennessy and you sold turkey burgers and
we could do it on the same corner.
We could utilize the same space and do
the
that.
open air market.
Right.
Yeah, so, right here on Crenshaw Slauson.
I think the reason why we have to do that is because we have to have opportunities for our loved ones, our family members who are coming home. Do you guys know how many people, because of Prop 47, Prop 57, which one is it now? The new
57.
one is 57. There's so many people that are coming home. So many laws have changed because of SB 260, SB 261, where they were taking people as early as 17 years old and giving them life sentences and giving these Buck Roger dates, giving them like 125 years. So this one girl, Wish, she's up in CIW. She came to me so proud and so happy. She said that SB bill passed, Skip. She said they gave me a new. She's a real thin Hispanic
curly
girl.
hair?
Yes.
Oh,
she had a life sentence.
Yeah.
They took the life sentence. She said, but look what she said. I almost wanted to cry. I had to hold back. She said, Skip, my date is no longer 2039. She said, my date now is 2032. I'm so happy. She can't hug me, but she wants to hug me. She got a date now, and I was thinking to myself, man, I want to cry at 2032. Maybe this is 2017.
No.
But she was so happy to get that.
Happy,
I was like, I didn't want to tell her, like, my first reaction was like, damn. That's so
That's mine.
Yeah, like.
They knocked 7 years off of her.
And took the life off.
Yeah, took the life off.
So, I could see why she was
Which is major.
Yeah, that's big.
Oh, yeah, definitely is
That's
major.
big.
Oh, another lady, Diane Asbury, she's crazy. She told me she only had 2 fights in her life. She said the second fight landed her in prison for life. She said, I don't know. So when she took my anger management class, she was saying, I don't know if this is going to help me because I don't fight. And if I do fight, somebody's going to die, and it's not going to be me. That's right. So, but look, I say that because she talked about her trauma, but she too just came to me last week, and she went back and got resentenced, and they took the life off, and she was so happy. And she also has one of those dates, but she was so happy because there is a date. So there is a light. There is the opportunity for them to come home and to be able to do some of the things that you all are doing and experience life. So even though it seems like 1,000 years to me, it's happiness and hope for those individuals who we left still incarcerated.
You have something to look forward to rather than just sitting there every day with no end. Now you have something to look forward to. See, so that changes everything. It should change everything, starting with your attitude and the desire to prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. I mean, in that time, what can she accomplish?
Right. And see, we didn't ask that question. And, I just met you, Miss Rasberry. So what did you do while you were incarcerated to change your perspective, your outlook on
life?
Yes. Oh, making sure you didn't go back. Did you want to go back?
No, I knew I wasn't. See, that's the thing. I was never a troublemaker. I just got caught up with a boyfriend. That's what that was. I was never really, I always held my own and did my thing, but I was never I didn't get into trouble like that. So I knew right when they put the handcuffs on me, I wasn't doing this again. And there was no question about anything. And I remember I used to talk to people inside I'm never coming back. They're like, never say never. I'm like, I can say never because I'm never coming back here. I'm not getting comfortable here. This is not my house. You can have this shit. Oh, excuse my language. You can have it all. You know what I'm saying? And so I just knew I wasn't coming back. I just stayed. My grandmother kept me sane. And I had to focus. And the one thing she always taught me was, Jada, stay focused. Right. And it's like, okay, in a space like that, when there's so much organized chaos, I just had to stay focused on the bigger thing. And that was my parole date. And I was like, when I go home, there's so much stuff happening in here, I have to do something. I couldn't see myself doing anything else with all the information I gathered from there. Right. And so that's why I do what I do now.
All right. That's the one. Ray, what did you do, Ray? What did you do when you was in there?
After I decided to work on the hurt, the anger, and I had so many issues going on inside me. When I decided that I wanted to go home because, you get there, you're confused, you don't understand, you're mad about the court, you're mad about the case, you're mad about not knowing. When I decided that I needed to change, my mind on how I thought, I went to school. From school, I went to church. From church, I went to anger management. I mean, I went to whatever. I think I took every class they had in the prison, being there for 22 years. But I had 2 kids that I wanted to get home to. So if it didn't affect them, it didn't affect it. Nothing else affected me. So I didn't get caught up in other people's stuff. Yeah, I did have fights. I wasn't a fighter, but
who'd you have a fight with? Do I know him?
No.
Do I know him? Have they been in my class?
No, no. But I did have fights because of the anger I had inside that I didn't know how to let go.
Yeah,
I wanted somebody to help me get it out. So I waited for those moments to come, and then like Shanay, she had somebody to look at. There was one lady who made me go to the law library. So it's always that one person,
somebody
that just I don't know what it is, but they got that secret string that could just pull you in the right direction. And I got addicted to the law library, and then I started looking at other people's cases. I started telling them what to do because it wasn't helping me. So hell, pass it on. And they was going out to court. They weren't coming back, and I was like, the prison is made up with this rule. If everybody knew they rights, they wouldn't be here. But I mean, it was just some people rather went to jail and fight because they had anger. So I started getting out of everybody's way. I mean, I don't have a problem stepping to the side because I'm not going to bump into you. Now I have a goal. I want to go home. But when I first got there, I had a case where a death penalty case. And after 3 years, they dropped it and offered me a deal. So, things could change if you wanted it to. So if you worked on it, I mean, the impossible happened. When I let my anger go, I had got that letter from that attorney that wanted to pick up my case. So when I started helping other people started helping me, and it balances out.
That's that karma.
That's an amazing story. Yeah. See, because you had the guardian angel in there.
Oh, yeah.
That led you to the law library. Then you became a guardian angel.
Right. But that's how it goes, though.
Yeah, see, that's how it goes. See, people think you godless. No, you ain't. There was a guardian angel in there, guided you to the law library. You found a passion, and then you turned into a guardian angel for others.
Oh, yeah.
I love that story. I really do. See, because you know what frustrates me? It's not just the fact that you're in lockup, but so many of us don't seize that time to prepare ourselves. When we come back out, I'm going to be ready to do this. I mean, because in 17 years, my man here could have been a doctor.
Right.
You see? And so... these are the kind of preparation that if we're going to give the state our time, we need to get something out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Get something out of it. Don't just give them.
Right. Well, sister, we're going to run out of time, so what I want to do is...
I want you to talk about that anger management class that you teach out of lockup, the one that I need to come to. Where is that?
Listen, let me tell you, the facilitator's right here. I need you to go every Monday to 333 West Florence. That's Faithful Central Church. Every Monday at 6 p.m. Shanay facilitates that class. Anger management, domestic violence, people with issues. I'm in Pasadena at the Flint Ridge Center at 236 West Mountain in Pasadena. So Shanay's a little closer. But we're going to run out of time, and I want to make sure that there is enough time for Marcus. There are people watching. There are people listening. There are people who are looking up to you, whether you want to be a role model or not. What do you want to leave this community family with?
Kind of think about your choices. Take the time to think about the actions that you make and hold yourself accountable.
And that was pretty good, but real short too, to the point. Appreciate that. We gonna get out of here on time because of you, Marcus. Shanay, is there anything you want to leave the people with? There are people who look up to you. I know some people who look up to you. Matter of fact, one of my daughters, she's in Chicago, and she asked me about you yesterday. She asked me for some money first, so I didn't hear. So I was kind of like, man, I don't want to talk about that. What did you just say? So I didn't hear that she said, well, how's Shanay doing? But what do you want to leave the people with?
I want to leave the people with hope and a decision, because that's what it took for me to actually change. Somebody instilled some hope in me, and as soon as I had that small seed of hope, I then made a decision. So what I want to leave with is hopefully I instill some type of hope in anybody that is either listening or watching.
All right. Miss Jada Rasberry,
Yes.
I say your whole name, huh?
I love it. It's cool. I have a bomb name. You can say it all.
I got a just simple name. You got a cool name.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I would like to leave the people with love. I think that's something, when I came home, my community showed me love. And my community helped me so much. And they're still right here with me. And they've watched me grow. And I still think back to that conversation that I was having with my partner. And then I got that call from Patrice. And it's like, damn, you know, like she saw something in me that I didn't even see. And one thing that she always told me, I was like, Patrice, thank you so much. And she's like, no, baby, you already had your wings. I just helped you fly. You know, and that just sticks with me. And I love her for that. And that's just what I want to leave the people with, is just love. Just open your heart.
And you already got your wings. Just, well, we gonna push them? How we gonna get them to fly?
You know what? I'm already flying.
Okay.
Better come on.
All right. What you gonna leave the people with, Ray? That people looking up to you?
I think not believing other people's belief, but knowing your own belief. And if you know you can do it, do it. Don't have somebody else telling you what you can and can't do.
Yeah, that's real.
All right. Well, before Sister closes out, I just want to say to everybody, I want to leave the people with, keep your head to the sky.
That's right.
That's my thing.
I usually help them out. You know, be the background singer.
That's my
Thank you, ladies. So appreciate you, respect you. God bless your community family. Thank you for listening. And Gang Talk will be back next week.
Y'all hear my theme music on the background?